What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Zealous here, and today we are back on the lovely, beautiful Montreal street circuit, the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. And as promised in the Road Atlanta video, what was not promised was the moisture on track. As you can see, the track is wet, and this is our first rain race in iRacing. I was really hoping I could get away with doing a season of Formula Lights without
20 minutes to go. 20 minutes.
Doing any rain racing, because I was genuinely afraid of what my iRating would look like, and it's pretty heinous. I've been having a struggle, as you can see in the Road Atlanta video, just getting crashed into and crashing out and not finishing races. Fortunately, in my first full week of wet racing, like I hoped I didn't have to do at the start of the season, I actually ended up keeping it clean.
Let's get stuck in.
Did a lot of this, light brake pressure, slowly going off track, turn her back around, make sure we join safely, and get no incident points. My main objective this week was just not be one of those guys. I didn't want to be crashed out on the side of the road. I didn't want to be sitting in the pits. I didn't be wasting my time. Didn't want to be losing iRating and having no fun. I wanted to be having some fun. That was really my goal this week, was to have fun, and I really did enjoy my time this week in iRacing. I thought they were going to keep the probability of rain to just the open series for this Formula Lights, because that's what it was for the first 2 weeks, or at least it was for that weekend over in Atlanta, from what I can remember. But they were like, nah, man, I guess the participation in the fix is not where we want it to be. We're going to put the wet, and you guys are all getting wrecked. And a lot of people did. And I wasn't one of them, fortunately. And I really did enjoy that, because I was able to learn so much and be able to just enjoy the rain racing experience. And, like, I've never driven a race car ever. And I can just imagine that this is probably how hairy it feels to drive a race car. You know, like, driving in the sim normally isn't, typically you're not like afraid. You know, you spin the car, whatever. Like, for whatever reason, whenever I drive in iRacing and I'm racing in the wet, like, man, dude, I'm afraid. Like, I'm so locked in, and I'm just trying to just keep it clean. But then you just make a tiny mistake like that. Just hesitate a tad bit and spin it round, and now we're stuck. So to get back on track, we are one of those guys.
Several days later.
So we pick back up here in P14 on the back straight. These two guys ahead are fighting here. Then we get a front row seat at Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton battling it out.
Our ahead is Curtis.
Charles Leclerc turns into Kevin Magnussen and lets me through because he knows I have more talent. And now we're chasing down Lewis Hamilton for P12. Just chasing down the tail end of the points. Man, I guess Charles Leclerc became Kevin Magnussen, so he never really fell off. He just fell. Oh man, and there goes Lewis Hamilton, spins around, lets us through, sets us free in P12. A lonely P12 turns into P11 eventually, because we stayed alive and people in front of us just couldn't. And that's just a thing that happens sometimes in the wet. And that's really what my main focus was. So we are chilling in P11 here, chasing down P10, chasing down those juicy top 10s. And, well, top 9 really, because it's right there. Oh, look at that. We're cooking. We're finding all the pace that there is. It's ours. These guys are slow. They're holding us up. We can feel that we're finding that grip. You know what? So we pull out to the long side. We send a move
Clear left.
off of the racing line. The line that has more grip in the wet. Send the move. Coming around this corner. So sketchy in the wet. And then we lock it up. Send the rears round. Almost get blown up. And turn into wizards. As you can see, a portion of our wheel goes missing, and we can't go anywhere. So we have to tow. So we tow back to the pits. As you can hear our despair on stream. By the way, if you don't know, I do stream during the week. That's where I get this footage from. So we jump on board
48.6
on the last lap. And you're gonna just send it. My philosophy here was like, well, we kind of know where we can use the racing line. We've kind of been playing around, spinning here and there, trying to figure out what's what with the track right now. And we're chasing our session optimal time, as you can see in the bottom left there next to the track map. Nicely coming through the hairpin. Look at that, we're a second up on our optimal time, that theoretical lap time that sometimes I like to do. Is I find that it's better to, instead of chasing a best lap, it's better to chase an optimal lap, so you know where you're losing that time and where exactly you could make those improvements to be your best self rather than your,
There's an incident in.
you know what I'm saying? Because your best self is truly your optimal, because all that's in you, you just gotta hook it up. So we're coming across the line a second up off our optimal time. And we crossed the line for the fastest lap of the race, as you can see there, a 45.7.
We'll get him next time.
I pushed for that, and it fucking came for me. Let's go. I knew I had some fucking. You see, we can super hype for that because we were struggling a bunch in the wet, spun a bunch of times, but ultimately kept it clean, kept it. Everything was pointed in every direction. Everything was bolted up nice and tight. And overall, it was a fun experience. And I was afraid of rain racing, but now I'm excited for it because it just feels like a challenge. And it's like an adventure. You're hunting for grip the entire time. I can't wait to do so many more because iRacing knocked it out of the park with this Tempest system, like everybody else can attest to. So I thank you guys for watching today's video. Look out for the streams during the week. Look out for race cars going off track and rejoining. And have a good one. See you in the next one. Peace.